Welcome, friends, to the Beef Have a Podcast. This is episode 120. Momentum returns when self belief is rebuilt. So, the last few episodes, we've been talking about authenticity and quiet confidence and what it looks like when self belief feels quieter than it used to. Today, let's talk a little bit about what happens after that. Because a lot of people think they've lost momentum. I'm hearing that a lot of people have lost that drive and they are not sure about their next chapter when they're turning the page, what's it going to say, or the next season that they're walking into. When what they've really lost is that connection to their self belief. They've got that pause, that almost, what's the deer in headlights look about what's my future look like? And you're trying to answer all the questions right now. You're trying to find all the answers right now. And I think the world is not helping us do that. I think there's definitely more fear and people are scared and people want to be more solid before taking a risk. And the self-belief is just like, I'm doing all this for what? Sometimes I think the world is showing us are we going to get back to joy, or what's it going to be like if I put the work in? The next generation is going to do what? How would I leave the next generation? And the truth is that most people don't hear this enough. The momentum doesn't disappear. It pauses when self-belief is shaken. And I think that that's where we are. And I know many are in that season right now where that they feel momentum has disappeared, but it hasn't. It's just the pause because your self-belief has been shaken. And it returns when we start building the belief system back. When people tell me that they feel stuck or flat or stalled, they often assume it's a motivation problem. They'll come to me and say, Bobbi, can you motivate me? Bobbi, I want to take some coaching with you. I want you to motivate me. And I want to say to them, um, it's not always about motivation. Motivation can move us fear-based or excitement-based or new plan-based, or I'm scared to try something based. So I often hear them saying to me, I just can't get going. I don't have the same drive that I used to. I've lost that spark. I don't know why I can't move forward. But most of the time, it's not that momentum. It's not that they've lost that drive to go forward. It's they've lost the self-belief. And when belief is missing, it takes you longer to decide. Confidence is overthinking. Action feels heavier than it should. It's forced and not fluid. It's not being lazy. It's not that you're a failure. It's disconnection. So what quickly breaks when self-belief erodes, we literally stop trusting our instincts. We don't listen to our gut. You second guess everything that used to feel obvious to you. Things that you used to be able to make quick decisions on, you now second guess and let them weigh heavy on you. You look outside yourself for validation. You're waiting for somebody to say it'll be okay. You're waiting for somebody to say or give you permission to do something. And you're doing that instead of looking inside for clarity. And because self-belief is invisible when it's working, people often underestimate it until they've lost it, until it's gone. Think about that. Self-belief is invisible. We just take it for granted that it's there. We think that it's working, but then we've lost that power and we've lost that it's there. It's underestimated because we can't see it. And then it's gone. And so momentum doesn't break first, belief does. And without belief, action becomes effort instead of movement. So the shift I want you to think about in this episode, what I want you to sit with today is momentum is not something you create by pushing harder. Momentum is not something you create by pushing harder. Momentum is what happens when self-belief is restored. Because when belief is present, my friends, you will make decisions quicker that are more meaningful, that will have impact not just on you, your business, your family, your personal life, but also professionally, and they will impact others in a greater form. You will stop with the over-explaining and the trying to convince yourself to do this, this, and this, or to not do this and this. You'll take cleaner action. You'll look at all sides through a different lens. And you'll move forward without fighting yourself, without second guessing yourself, without saying, okay, but here's the pros and the cons. You'll make decisions based on your self-belief and believing yourself and knowing the impact that you can make if you move forward. Momentum is not speed. It's forward motion without self-betrayal. And that kind of momentum feels steady, not chaotic, not frantic. In my own life and my own business, I know that momentum returns, and it doesn't return because somebody says I get disciplined. I know that I can't just turn on a switch and momentum will start happening. But I know that if I start believing in myself, momentum will show up and the ball will get rolling. I'll start seeing forward movement. And it returns when we really do remember who we are. We reconnect with what we know is our true self. And we learn to stop questioning every ounce of our worth. If somebody says no to us or passes us up or something, or we don't get invited to something, it's not our worth. It's not that. If somebody says no and doesn't book you, think of it as next opportunity. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't a right fit client for you. There's something better out there waiting, because I've said before, what is yours and what is meant for you is yours, and nobody can take that away. Nobody can take what is meant for you. So we have to stop questioning our worth when we get a denial or we don't see the immediate effect of something. We cannot question our worth every step of the way. Because suddenly, when you get this momentum going and you reconnect with self-belief and it returns, conversations will feel so much easier, especially the conversations you have with yourself. Opportunities will feel more aligned and they'll be more forthcoming. Energy will start circulating again. You'll start feeling that spark. You'll start feeling that weight lift. You'll start believing that you're exactly where you are, because that's the time and the place you're supposed to be. This won't happen because life got easier. It's because your belief got stronger. You're listening to yourself. Life and your career will still be busy and flowing, and the world will still be making noise. But because you're believing in yourself, that belief got stronger. And that's why I come back all the time that self-belief is definitely a foundation of building what matters most. Self-belief is a strategy. Self-belief can transform you. Self-belief is a tool that we need to use. We have to believe in ourselves. It has to be a foundation that we build everything on. Not motivation and not the hustle and not the pressure, but belief. Believing in who you are, what you can do, what you bring to the table, everything about you. Believing in the core of who you are authentically and loving yourself. Because when belief is rebuilt, no matter how quiet you build it, you're going to pick up your momentum, and momentum's going to follow. And that's why I did the self-belief reset. It's not a quick fix. It's something you return to when momentum fills off. But sometimes the fastest way forward is to restore what's underneath everything else. So I mentioned in the last episode about the reset audio. It's going to be there for you again in the show notes. Grab it. It's a freebie. Listen to it when you need it, because sometimes the fastest way forward, again, I'll say it, is to restore what underneath everything else. If momentum is distant to you right now, I'm going to leave you with these questions. Where has my self-belief been shaken recently? Where is that happening? Where has my self-belief been shaken? What do I already know that I've stopped trusting, that I've stopped betting on myself with, that I don't believe I can do anymore? What do I already know that I've stopped trusting myself? What areas have I just stopped trusting myself? What areas have I stopped believing in myself? What would change if I rebuilt belief before I started chasing momentum? What would happen? What would be different if you started believing in yourself before chasing something else? You don't need to force movement. Sometimes movement and momentum begins the moment you stop doubting yourself. And that's hard to hear. Self-doubt plays a huge role. It's one of the noisiest things in our head. We need to get rid of it. You need to stop listening so loudly to that and dig deeper and listen more intently into believing in yourself. Listen to the good, not the bad. Listen to the true stories in your head, not the negative ones that are just that. They're unfiltered stories. They're not facts. They're just stories. Don't listen to that. Limiting beliefs. Remove those. This season has reinforced something. And if it's reinforcing something in you, I do want to leave you with this. You don't lose momentum because you're incapable. You lose it when belief is interrupted and something got in the way. You lose it when you stop listening to who you are, what you want to do, your impact, when you just turn yourself off. But there's good news. Self-belief can be rebuilt quietly, gently, and on your terms. And when it is, man, my friends, your momentum, your spark, your belief, possibilities, everything will start returning. Not rushed and not loud, but steady enough to carry you forward. Before I close this episode, I want to say something loudly. I want to name it. I want to share it. What we've been doing over these last few episodes is a reset, not a push forward, but a return inward. We talked about slowing down, redefining success, protecting energy, releasing performance, rebuilding belief, and letting momentum return naturally. You don't have to remember every episode. You don't have to think about the highlights, but there's something in there. I want you to remember how you felt. Keywords that I might have mentioned, the tone of my voice, something that jarred you into believing in yourself again, to knowing that you can know how to find clarity for something that will help you get back and reconnect with yourself. I just want you to remember how you felt when you were listening to the episodes. And hopefully my stuttering and such wasn't too annoying, because I come here with the best of intentions and the best way to empower you to believe in yourself again. So how did you feel when you were listening? And I want you to come back to these episodes whenever you need it. Come back to the reset, the self-belief reset audio. Come back to that. That's why I created it for you. That's why we created this. That's why I created this permission series. Because I think it was time. I think it was needed. And it was on my heart. And I wanted to share what was on my heart. Not to gain followers or to have more people sign up for something or to even sell your product or a service or to sell coaching. I shared in these episodes coaching because that's what I do. And I can share some of the stories that I'm hearing and the way that people come that are needing it. And I think, again, without what's the word, sharing who they are or naming them, I can still name their struggles because many of us share the same struggles. And that's how we grow. When we're not afraid to share and we gather around the table, we roll up our sleeves and we say, man, I'm having the same problem too. Let's find a solution. Let's build each other up. Let's empower each other. And let's not be afraid to say, whoa, stop doing that to yourself. Let's be honest with each other and let's be honest with ourselves and say, wow, I got to remove these negative beliefs. I'm better than what I'm telling myself. I'm confident, not conceited, but I know I'm better than the negative thoughts that are entering. So I want you to come back to these episodes whenever you need permission to reconnect with who you are, permission to know it's okay to slow down, permission to grow at your own rates, permission to grow and go where you want to go and not follow somebody else. You have permission to be and do whatever it is you want to be and do. Do it authentically yourself. So thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing space with me. And thank you for investing your time with me. Thanks for investing your time in yourself and knowing that you can trust yourself to keep going and follow whatever path that you're on to get to the destination that will best serve you so that you can make the impact that you're here to make. Remember, friends, you are absolutely fabulous just the way you are, doing what you do and how you do it. The world needs you. Your industry needs you. Your community needs you. Your friends, your family, and you need you. The best version of yourself right now and wherever that's going. All right? Thanks again, friends. Until next time, until the next series. I'll see you on the inside somewhere.